Hello, everybody. Welcome to my new trade recap. So, this week was a -2% week from the trades I took. The first one was NZDJPY. So, if I go to the weekly, what can we see on the major weekly trend? The major weekly trend for me is still bullish because we have here this low and we have this new high here. So, everything between this low and high is just still a bullish market because we didn't broke the wicks here and we were just sitting at these lows. We didn't broke this wicks, so it's still this low, a new high. Everything between that can be a correction for more upside momentum. So I just drew my weekly lows here, and what I saw was on that weekly lows, we had here a pattern after that. We had here a bullish M here that could play out, and we went to the weekly lows. So what I could see is I took here also my weekly reverse point here at this weekly lowest wick from that bearish candle, and we tapped it. So the banks and institutes like to take some liquidity from that point. So I wanted to take the trade there. So I went to the daily. All I saw on the daily, we have also a bullish M with us. We have our first leg, second leg, third leg. So we are in a bullish trend. We were at these daily lows and we made the fake out then. So we closed just below, but not below that wick from that weekly reverse point wick where the banks like to take some liquidity. So I went to a 4-hour. And on the 4-hour, what we want to see for taking a liquidity, some liquidity trade. We want to see a previous low. So we want to see our previous low here, and then we want to see a new low, and then we want to see the candle closing back below that 4-hour reverse point, and I can take my trade on that 4-hour reverse point. So after that blue candle closed back above that 4-hour reverse point, I wanted to take immediately the trade. So I took it on a market execution. Then I was in the trade a little bit lower than expected. And then I want to take the trade to a daily previous structure, possible a smaller bearish W that can play against us. So then I wanted to see 4% would be enough to take it till there. And then, yeah, on the 4-hour, it just took me out here and then it went to the upside, and it will be more likely tap this zone this upcoming week. So yeah, it works. The liquidity zones, it works, but you just need to take all the trades. And yeah, this is just a shame that I had that. And previous week I had also one, but this was because my stop loss was too tight. This one was okay in 29.3 pips, so this was okay to take. So nothing to blame about this trade. But previous week it was my fault that I didn't set my stop loss wide enough. So the next one, GBPUSD, this was a break-even trade, so I will go over it. So I wanted to take the bearish trade. So what you could see here was we took also some liquidity for potentially more upside momentum, which it did. And yeah, I want to take the short because the daily was still short with a weekly bearish candle close. Even if it tapped the weekly reverse point liquidity zone, it was still possible to look for shorts because we had that weekly candle with us. Only the driver was against us with the potential pattern here, liquidity zone. So we could take it. So I went to the daily and what I saw a clear bearish W. So I saw here that clear bearish W's with our first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, going back to that daily IC here. I just draw my daily zone there. And on the 4-hour, what could you see? I had a bearish W above the previous higher low. So I had here that bearish W, so first leg, second leg, third leg, then the fourth leg coming back. So what I saw was, I saw that we had here some IC of that first leg, so I want to take the middle of this whole IC candle here, so just to be sure, and then I was tapped in, and then I went on my break-even point, so we went back, and then we went back above, so it was a break-even for me, so a good trade to take. So yeah, and you can see here that for our reverse point from last week here, this trade that could also You could also take it to the upside like this. So then it would be a nice hedge. And then you could take for around 5%. So you could take it there. Then the previous zone here, 3%. Yeah, maybe 4% would be okay, like this. So that would be okay. So this could be a nice trade for going upside, and then some hedge when we touch our daily zone of interest on that IC. So very nice trade. Good trade when break even. So then CADJPY, this was also a break even trade for me. So I went till the weekly, and what I saw on the weekly was we are in a bullish driver because we broke this previous uh, lower highs here. This week's we broke it, so we are indication of bullish, and we broke above it very impulsively and went to the upside. So we had that weekly bullish candle with us. I could look for more daily upside momentum. So we wanted to see a daily pattern. And what we had here, first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg coming back to the daily lows. And then we made that fifth leg to the daily minus 27. And we just there got taken out. So I just moved my daily zone to the daily lows when we touched it here. So daily lows here zone where the buyers are kicking from it. So then I went to the 4-hour, and on the 4-hour, what could you see? We had a deceleration pattern. First candle, second candle touching our daily zone of interest, and we had a blue candle, which is a must to take our deceleration. And the third candle was closed, and then I could take my market execution or limit. I took just market execution, sorry, because we were already at this diesel, and then yeah, we went till that previous structure lower high, break even, and then we went back to make that let me see that bullish M here that could play out, and then that second bullish M here, but I don't trade this yet. I'm just testing it now that we even can take these trades even if we touch that previous structure I see lower high here, because then it's invalid for me. If we had a wick till that I see, then it would be more likely that we can go to the downside. And here also, so I'm just backtesting it. So I will see when I will implement that, but I can see we can take some more trades and more gains if we use this strategy. If I don't look at this previous structure touch, so I can just look for buy setups. So this was a break even for me. Then the last trade, EURGBP. So this was a loss because I used a new strategy for me, the weekly liquidity zone. And I can see this also play out with the same weekly low touch. So we had here a weekly low blue IC candle, and then we came back to that low, that exact same low. And I can see it plays also out in my backtesting, only a little bit more losses, but it plays out with a positive gains, with some clear gains. So I just took it on my last trade for my challenge because there were not a lot of trades to take anymore. So I just took EURGBP. There's on the weekly, the weekly was bearish. You could see this here. We broke this higher low wick here. We broke it here from the moment we broke it here. We had some kind of bearish W here. Now this upcoming week. So we just were indicational bearish. So I was trying to catch that pull back till that maybe that head and shoulders here or bearish W that can play out to have some nice pullback to touch this previous weekly support that can become resistance. So we had some room for more upside momentum. That's why I was looking at it at this weekly reverse point liquidity zone. So I went to the daily. The daily was also still bearish, and it was going in a corrective manner with the trend. So I could see this as a descending channel for potentially a breakout of that third touch. So I want to see here the first, second, then here the third touch, and then we could possibly go to the upside from here. So this didn't happen. So then I went to the 4-hour, and on the 4-hour you could see we had here our 4-hour low, and then we had here kind of small break, and then we closed above. So then I would take my trade for going more upside momentum. This was on a Friday. I guess no, this was on Wednesday. Sorry, this was on Wednesday, so I had still some room to close above that weekly reverse point, weekly candle wick. So I want to see just the break above that, and then till that's daily previous highs here for around 3%. It would be more. It was around 5. I was taking count. Yeah, 5 would be okay. So yeah, it didn't play out. So no shame about that. I am aware of that. It could play out less. That I can have more losses on that part, but it plays out also. So I need to take in count when I will take it and where I stand in my FTMO. So yeah, this was my week minus 2%. So yeah, I hope you have a nice trading week this week, upcoming week, and see you next week. Bye, guys.